Motor Mind. Hey folks, Motor Mind here. Back on the Freelander again. There she is there. I don't know if you noticed, but I got some nice new tires on it. There's some nice little Bridgestones. Drives a lot better with that, so it helps, makes a difference. One thing, when I bought this, got it for fairly cheap, is the rear prop shaft is missing. It was taken off by the previous owner to the previous owner before I got it. I don't exactly know why. Most likely the VCU and the old prop shaft is gone, or the bearings are gone. So I'm hoping everything else I checked out. The IRD looks fine, the rear diff looks fine, no play in it, and there's no noise, so we'll have a go. Now this one here I got for fairly cheap because it needs the support bearings, and as you can see here, see that? Yeah, it's definitely gone. So, and this one here is not too much better. So, and if the bearing wise, it isn't crunching. It's not actually feeling that rough, but as you can see, the rubber bushing part is gone, so torn up, no good. So replacing that, as well as it needs this guy replaced. The boot has failed on it, and it's got a tear in it, so we're replacing that as well. So we're kind of showing you how to do that, and then we'll be installing it on the Freelander, and fingers crossed. And that's all she needs, and I'll have all-wheel drive once again. It drives fine, two-wheel drive. I haven't had much issues. You know, maybe in the wet, taking off and trying to shoot up the traffic a bit, you might get a little bit of wheel spin, a little wheel hop, as in any front-wheel drive vehicle. But on the motorway, everything else, it does drive fine. You can't really tell the difference, and it actually drives quite nice. But you know, it's a Land Rover and needs to have all-wheel drive. So we'll get cracking on this. So just trying to think of first tackle this. By the way, I do have all the bolts that come with this as well. I got the bolts. They're in the back of the Freelander to mount it on, because I think all the bolts and everything are missing off my unit. So the first thing to do, I'm going to replace this guy here. So an old flea bay. I bought myself a new one. That doesn't look the same yet, but there you are. So that's what we're replacing. That's the boot. And it separates. Now I've tried to look it up a little bit, and it looks like it just kind of separates out. This obviously moves in and out. You can see that. I'm going to pick it up here. But from this at home again, so I don't have a bench. As you can see, that moves in and out. And as you can hear, all the grease and stuff's coming out. So we're putting some new grease and stuff in there as well. I do have some new grease. But yeah. Well, notice one of the nuts is missing, but I believe that's actually in the back of the car, so I brought it home. So we'll be taking that off here. And I'm going to be quite honest with you, I'm not 100% certain. I've seen this knocks off. This unit here just knocks off the chisel, but I'm sure we'll find a way how to get this apart. So take this off first. I'll just get two hands on it. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do here is a rubber band on there, not rubber band, a metal band, and I need to take that off. Now I should be able to knock it off here with a chisel and a hammer. That should come off. If not, I get some side cutters in there and nip that off. There's obviously around with the clinch crimps together, so we will I'll have a go at doing that here. Same with that, I'll show you here. Alright, so take a hammer. When I was going here, you just want to knock that off and knock that up and out like that. And obviously this would be easier on a bench, but what I'm trying to do with this channel is kind of do stuff like you can do home repair. And we don't have a garage, you don't have a bench, you don't have all that. You got basic hand tools, maybe a few electric impacts and stuff like that. And you can do it on your driveway at home. So that's kind of where I'm trying to go with this. But yeah, do a quality job and do, try to botch things up. Alright, so obviously you need 2 hands of this. I don't have a tripod, so. Alright, so you can see a couple of speed taps come right off. Now, if you have a band like that, and you have the proper tool, the crimp tools, which I do have, I don't have a band like this, then you can put this back on, you can put another one on, or what I'm going to probably do is just probably use a big old zip tie and zip tie it on there. It's not like a lot of pressure on there, so this one moves back and forth a little bit, so zip tie on there would be absolutely no problem whatsoever. So now, pull this off. It should, if I'm mistaken, it should come right off. Now, I may have to separate this guy here, and it might be maybe like a CV joint that goes inside there, so we'll have a little look and see. Alright, so what I decided to do, instead of taking the part off, so I took this guy off here. I'm replacing this anyways, so I thought, instead of taking the part off. So what I did, I'll show you here, this guy here just slides into there. Just put a hammer and chisel just right into there, and just knocked this guy here back. And then once I got that back, I was able to pull this off. As you can see, that comes right off there. So I'm gonna clean it out, and I got some axle grease I put in there. So now I'll get myself a cloth here and clean this up. I imagine this guy here, so they're gonna have a ring on there, or I'm just gonna have to knock this guy off, or I don't think I'll be able to stretch it over. I just don't think that's gonna work. Yeah. That's definitely not gonna stretch over. So as you can see, there's a seal here. It's gonna go in there, in between there and there. So make sure to keep that seal with it. But I think what's happened is this. Looking at this oil, this grease is a bit thin the way it's coming out. I think this water's gotten here before, so it still had plenty of grease in there, so I don't think it's going to have caused any issues. But if I left it like that, all that would have flung out. Water got in there and ate up this joint. I would have had to replace this whole unit here. And this is more expensive. And I had to still replace a boot, so we go on to that. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up, and we'll see if we can get this this unit off here. It's kind of the same as a CB joint, looks very similar inside. I don't know if you can see there so well. The sun on it a bit. I'm working outside, but right here, the finger in there, right there, it's a snap ring. So you need a snap ring pliers. You had this goes in there, and there. Spreads the snap ring open, the snap ring off. Be very careful, because if these let go really quick, it'll be off, and then you're going to be screwed. So be very, very careful. So snap ring off, and this unit, this thing here should just pop straight off. Then it's only being held on by the snap ring. So I'll get my snap ring pliers, and we'll have a go at that. All right, so snap ring pliers, talking about. I just got a set of these. They're cheaper ones from B&Q, but they should do the trick. So let's see if we can kind of get this in here and hold the camera at the same time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock on like that, open it up. Best to use two hands. Best to use two hands. Let's pause this for a second. Alright, so snap ring cut off. Still right there, so this guy here should now come off there. I might have to get this little chisel in here. Just give it a little bit of a tippity tap. You don't want to hit these. You hit the casing in there gently, and it should be fine. So you don't want to hit these, you want to hit kind of down into there. Alright, but it should come off there. Alright, so you do that. Slides right off there. It's a little tippity tap. And this guy here should come straight off. Nice and easy. New one on. Now you're tapping. You want to try to keep it up. Don't want to damage these. You don't want to be damaging going on here. That's just going to have loads of issues. You have to try to file it all out. Sorry, have it in there. So you're tapping. You don't want to be pushing down in. You don't want to be. Where's the chisel here? You don't want to be coming in and going on that angle there. You don't want to damage these teeth on these spines, right? So as I think you want to kind of keep it arc up just a little bit and just kind of push along, and don't be pushing down. Don't be driving down like that, as you will damage these and then you won't get that unit back on. So once that's on there, like that, there's a bit there. See the teeth inside there? So these ones back on there. Okay. And then probably best, I wouldn't suggest tapping. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my my soft blow hammer and do that. I don't want to be damaging this. I don't want to be damaging these. So I'll just err on the side of caution here. So alright, so you can either do this or you can get a drift. Do not hit this with a hammer. Use a drift. You can cause damage to it. I'll show you what I mean using the drift. Alright, so to get this on, the best way is just use something like a socket or a drift. So I'm just going to put it right in here, just on there, and give it a little bit of a tap. And turn this one around here. Just to you here, you can see that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it with my feet here, put it there, give it a little tippy tap. Keep going back. It should fit inside there yet. Okay, go back until you can get the snap ring on. It should have to match up to there. I'll hold this on feet a bit. So the camera shows. Sorry about that, but. A little bit more. Right. Once I've done that, get the snap ring on. Show you what I'm done here. Look at this, all goes on nice. Sorry about the time I'm taking on this. I'm just trying to get the snap ring onto the end of the shaft there. And just out of camera, I just kind of left the camera running. But I'll show you what I mean, how I got it on there. Alright, sorry about that. He's got to focus here a bit. Let's see, you got the snap ring back in there. It's down into the groove all the way around. Okay, yep. It's looking good. And let's see from that angle there, it's down the groove. So once that's on there, okay. You definitely do not want to hit this directly. The face, best to use a drift, something goes in there. Socket was really good because it allows the shaft to come out. The shaft has to protrude a bit, so you don't want to have anything flat against that. So something like that. It's really your best bet where it has angle that side in. So it goes like this. And goes over top. And drive all the way back until it doesn't go back anymore. So as you see, because this is chamfered, this is going to beveled back, so it's not going to go flush against that, but it'll go up until it doesn't go back anymore. This protrudes out, put your snap ring on. Then it's a matter of putting the, I'm going to clean that out, throw some grease down in there, and yeah, make sure it's nice and clean, make sure the seal is on there. The seal should go onto there. And then we'll just kind of go around and just kind of use a flat chisel and just go around, just bend this a little bit in. It should go into the groove right here. So I'll probably go around with that and just kind of give it a little tippity tap all the way around. Obviously the bolts go through here and go through the other side, so it'll hold it all together anyways. It's not going to, but it's just the, and with the seal there, it should stop any water or anything getting inside. So like I said, that's you want to make sure this seal here does not go anywhere, or else you're going to just get loads of muck and stuff inside here. It'll just wash the grease out, and it'll destroy your bearing. And then you're replacing this unit and all that. So, yeah. So it's just extra work and money you don't want to be spending, right? So we get to it here. All right, so put the grease in there, brand new grease around there. Now you need to get the seal on here. It has to line up to those holes. A little bit of a tip: get some silicone. I got some black RTV, not a lot. So I'm gonna just take a little bit. I'll take this right off here because it's in here, so it's plugged up. Now this is a used one. That may get the thingy off the top here. What's happened with this is because the RTV is a used tube and it's been open. It's just kind of it's dried a bit up into the end of the nozzle. So all I'm trying to do is I'm taking off the bit that's on the end, and you have to, because it's dried down into the tube a bit, you have to kind of poke a bunch of holes so you can get the proper RTV to get back up in there. That's good. So it's gonna get down. So you can get the RTV out of the tube so you can actually use it again. Okay, so I just have a little bit here. Squeeze some out if you can. This one here is just being a little bit difficult because it's unfortunately a used one. And normally they're alright, but this thing here is not want to come out. Alright, so I have a bit like this. All you're going to do is you're just going to dab a little bit on different sides like this. Alright. Once you dabbed it on there, we're going to take, loop over this guy here. I'm going to line it up and stick it. And what it's going to do is that silicone is just going to hold on a little bit there. See? And what that should do then, it holds on, holds on. The silicone, all it's going to do is it's going to just hold that seal on there, so it's not flopping around, or else it's not going to sit very nice now, is it? So once you get on there, you can stick this bad boy on here, like so, right? And I'm just going to line it up like that. And just kind of line all this up, and like I said, I just kind of tap that in there, tap this on there, and you just kind of see how that one there's folded in a bit. Just take a little, it's like a chisel or a flat head, something you can just tap on, just go around, tap that down a bit, just kind of hold it on there. Like I said, the bolts do hold here, so it's not a massive deal. and it's seal in there, but it's just try and make it as original, secure as possible. Also, when you get it fitted, just an idea is we need to turn this guy here a bit. I haven't secured it down yet. I get the holes lined up, throw a couple bolts in, just to kind of make sure the holes are lined up. So we'll go around, double check. The last thing I'm going to do is secure it all down and the holes aren't lined up. So do that before you clamp that down. Just another tip, just another idea and a tip. The bolts, put them through, like I said, to make sure they line up. Put the nuts on, and then do them up tight. And what it does is stops this as you're tapping this down, and stops this from wanting to shoot off that way. This makes life a lot easier. So as you can see, I'm having a go at it. There you are. Alright, so that's seems to be all it. That's it, it's all done. So the next thing you want to do is, obviously, if that's all you're doing on this drive shaft, then you'd want to you just want to reinstall the drive shaft back where it was and call it a day. It's all good. And as you can see, it works just the way it should be. So lovely jubbly. So I'll just go throw the zip tie around there, secure that down, and then we'll call it good. So and that'll be good to go. Now obviously on this one here, my next video I'll split this up to 2 videos because it's getting quite long, this one, and we're doing the support bearings, which are quite common to go on these. I've been told this IRD is good by the fellow I bought it off of. He only took it off because the support bearings went and he couldn't be bothered with doing them. So fingers crossed that the IRD VCU, sorry me about that, the VCU is good on this, and hopefully it is in good shape and we'll be good to go. So yeah, that's the next video here. So click subscribe and click that like button. Let me know if you like it. Throw a comment down below and let me know, if you enjoyed this video. And I'll be seeing you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.